Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy YouTube Blue coming back at you again, and sorry for the late video, but it's been a long day. Had a lot going on today, so I ain't get a chance to record a video. But I know you guys heard the news about Dez Bryant. Looks like his time with the Saints have already been cut short. Well, as far as for this season, who knows what the Saints are going to do. So Dez Bryant tore his Achilles in the Saints practice today. And it's crazy because that was the fastest I've ever seen something like that happen. I mean, it really sucks for him because I was, gunning for him and hoping that he was going to be successful with another team and, whoever, was out there to pick him up. Because, again, we play the Saints at home in a couple of weeks, and it would have been nice to see Dez come back to the Cowboys and play, and I wanted the fans and other people to see. I wanted to see how the Saints were going to use Dez, because to me it would have further identified the problems that we have on our coaching staff here with the Dallas Cowboys, and that we knew that Dez was in fact not the issue with the Dallas Cowboys. For him to be released like he was. The Saints had big plans for him. Really sucks for him. I'm going to pray for him. Hopefully, I know he's done for the year already. I don't know if the Saints are going to sign him again next year. I think they should give him another chance, see what happens. Because, Dez never really had any season-ending injuries like that. He broke his toe when he was with us. I think it's fifth metatarsal or whatever. He has had some other issues, and he had like a knee injury with us, but like he's never been out for a substantial amount of time. But like I said, I'm gonna pray for him. But that's what happens when you don't play football for a year. You don't go to training camp with a team, and you're at home sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden you go play for a team, and injuries like that happen. Shin splints. Fractured knees, anything like that will happen, and it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. It's a freak incident, but like I said, it really sucks. But people got to realize that it's a difference between being in shape and being in football shape. Because if you're not playing football, you got to ease yourself into it. Dez has always been a passionate guy, so coming into practice and things, he's the type of person to come in and be like, I'm going to go hard 100%. We've seen it here with the Dallas Cowboys. Him having to go to the locker room at halftime getting an IV all the time, because he just would, in pregame, he would just work himself so hard that he would just sweat all of his electrolytes and stuff out, and then he would be dehydrated. So by the time halftime comes, it's time for an IV. So yeah, so that's unfortunate. Like I said, I was looking for that reunion for him to come back to the team and play against us, and see what he can do. Shout out to Dez Bryant. Sorry, bro. Praying for you. But it goes to show you how messed up social media is. So I don't know if you guys been on Twitter, but on Twitter people were just. It was just brutal. Just the memes and the things about him. Like the one that really caught my attention. It was funny, but not really. Those of you that are Simpsons fans would know this. So it was a meme of an episode where the Simpsons' granddad walked into a bar, and Bart, I guess, is sitting at the host podium, but somebody photoshopped Sean Payton's face on Bart's body, and then they had like the Saints logo or whatever on the podium. So Granddad walks in. Those of you seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. So he walks in, he puts his hat up on the hat rack, he does a little circle, then he does another circle, and then he walks back out. So the title of the meme was Dez's career with the Saints. I was like, damn, that is so messed up. But hey, it is what it is. But some Cowboys updates, injury updates. Taco Charlton and David Irving will not be playing Sunday night. So that's yet another fallback the Cowboys have to deal with. But, I'm hoping that the young guys come in there. Malik Collins come in there and does this thing. I'm actually, I was watching the last game and tape from that. I saw that, you know, Daniel Ross and Karan Reed, they were showing up. They were making tackles. They were making plays. And see, that's what D-Law needs. D-Law needs that help from these other guys because you're not going to have the long arms of David Irvin in this game. Randy Gregory, we don't know if he's going to come back. He's not ruled out yet. He has a chance to possibly play, so we'll leave it at that for now. But on that line, Taco dealt with the shoulder injury that he had last game. He's definitely not playing. And David Irvin still needs time before he's able to come back. But, you know, next man up. And like I said, this defensive line has been doing pretty good. But the offense needs to get better. They need to start getting into a groove because you start getting 3 and outs and your defense be on the field too long. And they can't hold but so long because they get tired. They're human. Even with the rotations, it's still a lot to maintain. So the Cowboys did a roster shuffle yet again at the wide receiver. So we're back at 7, even though they got rid of. So they cut Deontay Thompson, which I assumed that was going to happen because he only played like I think 3 offensive snaps this last game. So and I think he had like 1 catch. So I kind of felt like he was that guy on the chopping block anyway, because we all knew that at some point they were going to bring back Noah Brown. See, Noah Brown has a Dez-like body. Like he's that big body that people like, even though he has a small amount to show in the NFL so far. What we've seen from him, we know that he's a big body. We know he can catch, and he's good on special teams. Like they always use him on special teams, so using him as a special teams guy definitely helps. They also cut the cornerback Tristan DeCal, the one that they just brought up from the practice squad a week or 2 ago. I'm pretty sure that he's going to go back on the practice squad if he clears waivers, that is. Because now that they have a spot on the practice squad because they brought up Lance Lenoir. I was excited about that because Lance Lenoir was my pet cat all through training camp. He was my pet cat in training camp last year, and he was my pet cat this year. Like, I was always hoping that he would have made the roster, but I'm glad that he's still with the team, though. But shout out to Lance Lenoir for making a 53-man roster. You know, hopefully that they keep it solid now. So Deontay Thompson's gone. They replaced him with Noah Brown and Lance Lenoir. Now, the thing about Noah, both Noah and Lance, they're special team players as well, and they can also give you depth on the offense. So now you're back at 7. And only 6 is going to be active, but that's cool because Tavon Austin is injured anyway. So, you know, that's your guy that's gone. We got to do better with these play calls. Dak's got to throw better. He's got to be able to see offensive line has to block better. And penalties is one thing that's been hurting this team, and you shoot yourself in the foot that way. Now, we all know that Linehan needs to do better playing calls, but player execution has a lot to do with that as well. And it's not just Dak. Dak does have to play better. This offensive line has to play better. These receivers have to play better. Everything has to be together. People were talking about, you know, Cole Beasley and him chirping about him being open and not getting the ball. Now, I understand from that point, but again, that's scheme. That's play calling. You know what I mean? Like, if Linehan schemes things up for Dak, Dak is not going to go like how Tony Romo did and go do his own thing because he's a young guy. He's going to do what Linehan tells him to do because that's just him. So because of that reason, you're going to have games where receivers you're like, where did he go? Why are we not seeing him play? And things of that nature, which it sucks. But, you know, I feel like with all the talent that we have on this offense, we just fail to use it. Look at Rico Gathers. I still have not understand why we can't utilize Rico Gathers. None of it makes sense to me. But anyway, as far as these receivers go, you get Noah Brown back. You got Lance Lenoir up, and like I said, now you have guys that fill the depth. You got guys that can catch. You got guys that can run, and you know these are great compliments to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is an excellent route runner. He's able to juke these guys and spin around them and get yardage. But Dak has to make sure that he's looking out to be able to get these people the ball. There's no reason why you can't integrate Cole Beasley. And, You look at the last game and you see that when they started doing the hurry up offense at the end of the game, like granted, I know the defense was playing prevent defense at the end, but why weren't you doing that before? You know, when you speed up the game, you already know that that's Dak's bread and butter. That RPO, those screen plays. We ain't seen a wheel route to Zeke since the game when he caught a 20-yard ball downfield. It's a lot of different things on this offense that are not clicking right now. You look at Zeke. Zeke's not 100% as far as how he's playing in his production. And again, some of that is associated with the offensive line. And, you know, like I said, there's plenty of blame to go around. But it starts with the play caller. Because if you have the right schemes, it helps your team tremendously. Now, I hate to give the Eagles praise, but... And I was talking with a Eagle fan, Brian Satterway. Sorry if I butchered your name, man, but he's a cool Eagle fan that follows me. I like him. He's cool. He speaks real just like I do. So, but I'm a type person I give props where props due. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. Why? Because Doug Peterson came in there and he was creative with the way that he was running that offense. The Eagles, and I'll talk more about this tomorrow in my matchup video, but just real brief, they use all three of their their running backs. We don't. I seen Rod Smith on maybe a handful of plays this whole season. You would forget that Rod Smith is even on the team because they're not doing anything. Yeah, he's still doing his thing on special teams, but when you had him interchange with Zeke earlier, like last year and the year before, you got to utilize that. You got to keep things fresh. You can't just keep pounding at one person all day. And I don't want to see Amari Cooper get thrown the ball 24/7 all day, every day. Because, again, too much of a good thing is also not good. And you don't want to be forcing the ball. That's how Dak threw that interception in double coverage in the last game with the Titans. And I think Byard got the interception. So you cannot do that. You got to think smart. You can't force the ball in places. You got to let the chips lay where they lay. If you have Amari Cooper running these routes, there's no reason why you can't get Cole Beasley integrated in the slot, because that's what we did with Dez. That's how Cole Beasley was able to get his underneath routes, because of the simple fact that when Dez was here, Dez was on that outside. Dez was that threat. But now you have Amari Cooper as that threat. You should be able to use Cole Beasley more. Integrating Michael Gallup, because Michael Gallup at some point is going to be a superstar. But, you know, he's a rookie, so it's going to take him time to get up there. You got to integrate Allen Hurns. You're paying him $6 million this year. You got to get him integrated. He has 2 touchdowns now. But I like that last touchdown pass play to him. But you got to do more things like that. I get so irritated with Linehan because I'm like, how are you so inconsistent as an offensive coordinator? And what really pissed me off at the end of that game, they did a flea flicker. I don't remember seeing it in the game. And when I went back and looked at the video, and I was like, they did a flea. Now you can't. You done messed up. Now you can't. Why would you do that when you know you're going to lose the game? You're down 28-14. Why would you do that at the end of the game? Doesn't make sense. You just gave teams stuff to put on film, and now you can't do it anymore. Trying to do a trick play at the wrong time. Like, we're a joke. This I think that no matter what we do as far as personnel or players, it's not going to matter until the play caller changes. And it's sad to say that, but it's the godforsaken truth. And it's frustrating as hell. And every fan has their opinion about what's going on, and which is awesome. I love to see the different opinions that's going on. But truth be told, though, I guarantee you, and like I said, because I pay attention so much to little things, and I pay attention to it. Remember, guys, I made the assessment. I said I saw it coming. When I have an epiphany, I'm normally right about it. Before they fired Alexander, you guys know, I had said in the video before that don't be surprised if Paul Alexander get cut or get fired in the bye week. And what happened? It happened. it's just certain ways that the Cowboys move and the way they do certain things that, like, because I've been feeling them for a long time. Like, I've been paying attention to little things for a long time. But what irritates me and that makes me pissed off is when Jason Garrett goes into these press conferences and he says the same over and over again. It's like he wears the same blue shirts. The narrative is the same. When we lose, when we get our asses kicked, he's like, oh, we did some good things in all three phases of the ball. All three phases of the game. And like just his rhetoric is it just irritates me. Because he just spits out the same crap over and over again. They ask him questions, and his way of going around it is by keep saying these little cliche little things that none of it makes sense. That's the conservative nature of our coach. Jason Garrett comes in with a game plan, and that's it. He doesn't move any further with it. He doesn't make adjustments because my game plan is what my game plan is, and I'm not switching from it. Well, that's our problem. How many times have y'all heard me say, if you want to, you control your own destiny. You come here and you dictate how the game goes, not letting the defense dictate it for you, because they're going to stop you every time if you let the defense dictate things. And another thing too, and I'll talk about this more tomorrow, but one thing that I realized that every game that we had a turnover or that we coughed up the ball, we lost. So basically, in 5 games, we coughed up the ball. In 3, we didn't. And our record is 3-5. Lord behold, if we lose this Eagle game, you be damn sure that it's not going to look good down the field, down the way. Because you got the Falcons after that. And then you got the Redskins at Thanksgiving. And then you play the Saints. And then you got the Eagles again. So, the rest of this November road don't look too good. No. So, they better get their asses in gear, because if they don't, ain't no playoffs. Hell, right now, I'm looking at it like, the thing that irritates me is like, you see nobody's running away with the division right now. We're still only 2 games out of first place. So technically, theoretically, it's still a chance. But until I see this team do better, I'm not gonna jump off the limb for them. I'm just gonna speak on what it is and what it is, and that's it. I mean, we're mediocre, and that's what we are right now, and that's what we're playing like. We shouldn't be like that. We have enough talent to be damn well above average. Because there's other teams out here that's doing more with less. But that's neither here nor there. But again, look out for my matchup video. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I'm loving to see Noah come back. I want to see them integrate Noah and Lance in the offense and see what these guys can do. You got 7 guys. Work it out. 6 are going to be active on Sunday. Work it out. Get these guys in there. Get him with Dak. Dak's loving Amari Cooper. That's his new toy. And, hey, let's win these games. Because time is ticking. And you're going to lose it. Thanks again to all my subscribers. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, if this is your first time, go ahead and subscribe. I'm not going to let you down. Because I always speak the real. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great evening.